One she's been singing at the end of every concert for 30 years. It's somewhere over the rainbow. But this isn't Kansas. And that's not Dorothy. It's Patti La Belle, who is in fact more like the tornado. With that hair, that chutzpah, the high comedy.
If your clothes are too tight, honey, unbutton those suckers. If the skirts are too tight, unzip them. If your hair's bothering you, honey, take that sucker off and throw it on the floor. All right, because before it's over, I might do the same with mine. I just don't know.
So anything goes. I don't care. I don't care if I make a fool of myself. It's fun.
Break the clothes over and take it.
Other stars get roses from their fans. La Belle gets favorite foods. Sardines, hot sauce, hot dogs. And dresses they create themselves for their full-figured pinup.
Oh, my God! Give me a safety pin.
Look at my face for that.
Baby, they cut me up and cut me in half. Let me tell you.
And there's also the voice.
You're the whisper of the summer wind. You're the kiss that puts my soul on me.
That 3.5 octave mountain of sound. She's one of the few performers ever who could put down the microphone and still be heard by everyone in the last row of a huge stadium.
Most people think that you're 48 and washed up. I seem to be getting stronger and younger.
Her day is as frenetic as a music video. She does an exhausting 100 shows a year. We followed her on a recent 60-city marathon tour.
Oh, Lord.
And sandwiched in between, filming 13 episodes of her new sitcom. Not to mention a recording session at 3 in the morning.
All right.
Come on, we got it. We got 8 tracks, 4 tracks.
We don't have it.
What do you want to do?
I'm trying to do that party next.
Yes, well,
On the road, La Belle does everything but tuck her troops in bed. She demands a suite with a kitchen, bringing along a trunk full of spices, whipping up a nightly specialty for the whole crew. This is spaghetti with scampi.
I came from a cooking family. Everybody cooks. And, you know, I watched since I was a very homely child. Homely? Homely. So I stayed in the kitchen under my mother's apron watching her. Every once your first meal in heaven. First meal in heaven. Isn't that sweet? Fried chicken. Fried chicken and potato salad. You like to tell you that? What do you want for your first meal in heaven? Fresh tomatoes. I like fresh tomatoes, lots of salt. Turnips and okra. Do you like okra? Okra, corn, and tomatoes? Oh, God, I can cook for you everything.
She was born Patricia Holt and raised in a row house on Philadelphia's working-class west side. Her father worked for the Pennsylvania Railroad. She was a member of the Beulah Baptist Church Choir when her teacher, Eileen Brown, auditioned her as a soloist in the talent show.
And she said very shyly, I'd like to sing You'll Never Walk Alone. And I said, great. And she stepped back and blew us away.
At that moment, little Patricia Holt was buried. Within 6 months, Patti La Belle and the Bluebells were born. Over the next 15 years, Patti's groups would have 2 big hits. I Sold My Heart to the Junkman, then Lady Marmalade. LaBelle says she was so naive, she didn't even know those French lyrics were about hustling sex. But back home in Philadelphia, they could translate, and the song incurred the wrath of the Beulah Baptist Church, where LaBelle once sang in the choir.
That's what I was afraid. I was afraid of my church, more so than anything. And when I finally found out what it was too late to take it back. Did anybody say anything to you about it? Yes, they did. That's the truth. Yeah, but I said it's done. It doesn't change me. I'm no different. I mean, I'm not on the masses.
To this day, the church hasn't forgiven her. Our request to talk to the pastor was turned down flat.
But no, I never feel sexy on stage or that I'm portraying sexual things or anything like that. I need you right now.
Baby, don't you say no, because you look like you're ready to get it on.
Well, you think it's sexy, can't you? My show? Yeah. And I'm just, mother. Some mother.
For 30 years, LaBelle has been pounding it out while Aretha, Gladys, a lot of others streaked by. She always seemed to hover just outside fame's door.
I always blame it on not being my time.
For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Patti La Belle.
Eventually, she became a solo act, but was known more for her wild hair than her singing. So she became a kind of soul sister to a galaxy of other singers, like her former pianist. His name was Reginald Wright, and he called her a few months after leaving the band.
So he said, I'm in Philadelphia. He said, I want you to come to my show tonight. So I said, your show? I said, who are you with? He said, I'm with my son. I said, well, what? What are you doing here? He said, I'm John. You're lying, honey. I said, no, you're not. I said, you made it before I did.
And then there was the teenage boy who used to hang around the Apollo Theater.
Patti La Belle and the Bluebells used to play at the Apollo all the time, and we'd sneak in because we could get in for free to see them. And so we formed a fan club for them.
Even her fan club president made it to superstardom first, Luther Vandross.
At one point, I was saying to myself, well, maybe I can't sing.
Through it all, LaBelle was shored up by her family. Then, a dozen years ago, her support system began to crumble. She nursed her mother through terminal heart disease, then her father through Alzheimer's, only to see all three of her sisters mowed down by colon, brain, then lung cancer, one after the other.
3 sisters to cancer in their 40s. Yeah, they were 40, 43, 47, and 46, and I'm 48. So you think about it a lot. I can go for months and not think about it. Because I really feel, strongly about myself that I'm going to be here, that I'm going to carry on. I have to stay here. Going through it with each of them in succession. How did you do it? I just did it, and after all of my sisters died, I went out to work the next week, and my last sister, the guy, Jackie, there was a video to be done the same day that she was buried. It was just asking to, when being prominent. And all those tears that you saw in that video, they were real tears of me. I didn't give my sister enough when she was here. For sure you didn't. I'm sure I didn't. I know I didn't. Because my sister was dying, and she called me and asked me to make her eggs and bacon sandwich, and her hospital was 5 minutes from my house, and I said, I'll do it later. She said, but I want it now. And I didn't know she was dying.
Before LaBelle got there, her sister Jackie died.
That's been bothering me every day. Because I just didn't know what I was doing.
Jackie, I never heard you complain.
here, you realize when they're going how much you should show them and hug them and kiss them. We have to start giving to everyone, and especially your family. I mean, you have one family.
Susan LaBelle's family is her husband of 23 years, Armstead Edwards, and their 3 sons. Armstead doubles as her manager.
You come to the concerts, he watches for your husband. My husband, I don't allow him to go in the audience, or my son, because if I see them, I totally close up. I do this thing at the very end of the show that I've been saying to myself for years that I was going to stop. So I get down here with one of those real expensive gowns and I'm rolling them. And every time after the show he said, didn't you say you were going to stop that? I said, yes, I did. He said, well, you're 48. How often do you say, I can't keep this up, I gotta quit, I gotta stop this? I say it, but I never mean it. Like the other night, I was so exhausted. Baby, I was up the next day ready to roll on that floor again. I mean, it's just drama. You're never too tired to do this. I love it. And all the beat-up that comes with it, I knew that. You know, you have to put that little drama thing in there, but you know you're going to do it. If you don't do it, there's somebody waiting in the wings to do it. And nobody's taking my place right now.